Americans are stressed all the time, and I'm here to help you out. I'm here to tell you why you shouldn't stress and what you can do when you do stress. So, for one, it's important to know why you shouldn't stress, and for the most part, it's the fact that it can literally cause premature deaths. Stress can physically age you, it will age your brain, it will age your heart, it will age your organs, and you'll feel like shit, and you can, again, potentially die prematurely from this. Some people even say cancer can be caused by stress. Okay, so first off, stress for the most part is caused by your environment and your lifestyle and your diet, like most of the things that I talk about on this channel. So, if your lifestyle is stressing you out, which is normal, I would say you work on your mindset. And for the most part, 90% of us can work on our diet to improve stress. So, eating highly processed foods is a big cause of stress because your gut is directly linked to your brain. So, anytime you eat something that's yummy for your gut, your brain's gonna feel it. Anytime you eat something that's bad for your gut, your brain's gonna feel it. So highly processed foods, 100% cut that out. There's no reason why you should be eating them anyways. There's like tons of data of that, like actually just ruining your life. So there's no point in doing that. Another easy, quick fix for being stressed is magnesium. They say like, if you do a quick Google search, it says 50% of people are magnesium deficient. I would argue it's probably much higher. If you've ever taken magnesium, you can take a lot of magnesium and feel amazing. And I honestly think people should be feeling amazing like that all the time, especially with something like magnesium, where it's just something that your cells kind of absorb. It's not like some, drug. So just taking magnesium glycinate is a really easy way, a quick fix to um, lower your stress. This is the magnesium glycinate I take. It's like $20 on Amazon. It's cheap. You can take it twice a day after eating. Don't take it without food in your stomach. You will get diarrhea. Take it after meals. That is one of the easiest interventions for lowering stress that will immediately make your life better. Another thing to lower stress is what's called I think it's a triple sigh breath. I learned it from Andrew Huberman, where basically you inhale 3 times. Your first inhale is 90%, your second inhale is the 10%, and then your third inhale is like the 0.001% that you can do. And then you let it all out slowly, and that immediately can just like super quickly lower stress. So for somebody who's, in a high stress environment, which can be anybody, doing that will immediately make you feel better. And it looks something like this. You feel much better. Another zero cost intervention for lowering stress is going to be basically building up CO2 in your body. So maybe you're in bed and you're stressed. What you can do is put a blanket over your whole body and just inhale there, and it gets kind of hard to breathe. And the longer that you can hold, or the longer that you can stay in that hard to breathe environment, actually, the more stress resistant you are. So it's a pretty good, like, something that you can. No, fuck. God damn it, there's termites. Shit, fuck this. Fuck this. All right, so it's been a day since I went through that experience with the termites. I got it I hopefully got it determited. I had an infestation for a couple weeks and they finally got it fixed. So yeah, back to the video. So as I was saying before I rudely got interrupted by that demonic creature, is you can actually kind of test how resilient you are to stress based on how long you can stay under the covers. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but basically your cells need oxygen, and the more that they can go without oxygen, the stronger they are in a weird way. So yeah, that's a pretty easy way to test that. And if you don't have a blanket nearby, like let's say, I don't know, you're at work or something like that and you just want to calm down, you can an easy way to do, or an easy way to lower stress, to instantly lower cortisol, is exhale all your air and try and hold it for as long as you possibly can. It works. Also, again, just to touch on the topic of your diet affecting cortisol, a diet that is high in calcium is actually much more stress resistant than a diet low in calcium. So milk, cheese, all that stuff actually helps in being a stress resistant person, a stress tolerant person. And another intervention for dealing with stress is, again, I know I was talking about diet, is actually you don't want to, like, if you are consuming coffee on an empty stomach, you got to stop doing that. That is absolutely stressing you out. So on the topic of calcium, drinking coffee with milk and also sugar. I don't know how a lot of people feel about sugar, but sugar is actually anti-cortisol. Like it's one of those things that you can literally put sugar on your tongue and your body will like immediately lower stress and anxiety. So that's another pretty easy way. I mean, I'm sure everybody has, white table sugar in their kitchen. That's an easy way to lower your stress. And I'm not saying go to Starbucks and get your thing to lower your stress. I'm sure a lot of people use that as an excuse for that. I just said, as I said earlier, don't use highly processed foods, and that's a pretty processed structure. So you should definitely just make your own coffee, put milk in there, put sugar, and that'll be a much more enjoyable experience than if you're drinking black coffee. Another way to decrease stress is to cut out blue light after in the after hours. So basically, after the sun sets, your body really isn't used to having bright light after the sun sets. So one easy mitigation that you can do is get blue light blockers or put red tape on your lights. And I know that kind of sounds extreme. The best thing I would say is to switch to incandescent bulbs. I have my red light there that I use in the after hours too. It's very good on my very nice and light on my eyes, and it actually helps me sleep so much. And another thing that I do is on my phone actually. You see it's normal. Now it's all the blue light is completely gone with the triple click. So what you can do for that is so easy way to minimize blue light on your phone. You go to scroll down to accessibility and then you scroll down and you go to where it says color filters. You turn it on, and then obviously my settings are all the way on, but yours will probably look something like this. What I do is I put color tint, and then I put intensity all the way up. Oh wait, put intensity all the way up, and now all the blue light is gone from my phone. And when it's nighttime and you're doom scrolling, it actually makes it a lot easier to get off the phone because it's so weird how it works. It's a lot less stimulating. It's crazy how engaging really bright light is. It's so weird, like colors. But when you turn that on, and oh, actually, let me also add how to add that to the triple click. Oh yeah, and then to make this to do it like me, where you can just triple click it, is you're gonna go to in the same spot in accessibility on your settings. You just scroll down, and you're gonna see where it says all the way at the bottom, accessibility shortcut, and then I have it set to color filters. So now I just, it's nighttime, it's after hours, I triple click my phone, and now it's very dim. And again, like I was saying, it's so easy to sleep with that, and you're not going to overstimulate your eyes, and it makes it a lot harder to be addicted to your phone screen. I honestly have it on like 24/7 for the most part, just because it's so much easier to not get sucked in and addicted to like TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, or YouTube Shorts. So that helps a lot for sleep and for stress, because light is very stressful, and it can also be relaxing depending on the situation or depending on the type of light. And so the red light is relaxing, the blue light is very stressful. So an easy way to lower your cortisol and to not get moon phase and get Cushing syndrome is literally to just turn off the lights in the after hours. Another thing that helps a lot for stress is obviously mentality and perspective. And if I've touched on this before. If you're a negative person, you're gonna just see the negative things in life. So if you're constantly stressing about things, you're constantly gonna look for things to stress in life. And I'm not saying to just not care about your life, but your perspective is huge. And if you can find a way to just not worry about failure and just know that you can just keep going and keep going and keep going, and you can keep pushing and keep pushing, you're gonna be fine, honestly. That's one of the easiest interventions to dealing with stress. And I know how that sounds because you got bills to pay, you have people who rely on you, people who you want to prove things to. But at the end of the day, if your mentality is holding you back, just let it go. Just let it go. And one quote that I'll leave off on that note is one from Donald Trump. I think it was, if this Reddit link is accurate, it's from like 2000, the early 2000s. And he basically was asked how he handles stress. And Trump's direct quote is, I don't even know if this is real, but it says, "I try and tell myself it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. If you tell yourself it doesn't matter, like you do shows, you do this, you do that, and then you have earthquakes in India where 400,000 people get killed, honestly, it doesn't matter. And that's a great way to put things into perspective. It's going to sound really fucked up, but you know, a homeless person in America is still better off than like 70%, probably higher than the rest of the world, in a really, really like sad way to put it. But at the same time, I think if you're in a good position in life, it's a great way to put it into perspective of things can always be worse. Things can literally always be worse. Like there's no reason, like even if you failed 100 times, if things aren't going your way, there's no reason to stress about it. You could be going through the absolute most atrocious thing imaginable and you're not. So why stress? I hope that helped.